So here we are at the FinanceFeeds Thought Leadership Conference in London, and I'm joined by one of the industry's most long-standing prime of prime brokerage and indeed prime brokerage specialists, Ramy Soliman. Hi, Ramy.
Hi there, Andrew. How are you?
Very good. Nice to see you here. And actually, today's attendees are really a mixture of hedge fund managers, professional traders, proprietary trading companies, and companies that we really should be looking towards working with. And I believe that the prime of prime sector, with its high technology and good quality relations with banks, is well positioned to serve this new high-end retail traders that should be attracted to the OTC business.
Yes, I believe so. I think the work that the prime of prime industry has done in terms of maturing its offering, servicing the high-tech, high sophisticated customers, means that we're well positioned to onboard those customers in an interesting climate. You know, lower volatility, increased regulation in the retail space. You know, offboarding from prime brokers of hedge fund customers, smaller hedge fund customers, means that these sophisticated customers are falling into a chasm where, you know, retail firms aren't really best placed to service those guys, and the prime of prime offering that we have is actually very, very suitable for them to reconnect with institutional liquidity and execute their strategies, really.
I think that's exactly right. I think I can see the retail. Notice how a lot of people say here today have been talking about investors rather than traders, because a lot of their customers are investing with them for them to manage their funds. So the prime of prime sector, in its current high quality environment, of which there are only 4 or 5 genuine examples, probably the whole world, is well positioned to serve the between 10 to 50 million assets under management side, because the 50 million plus they'll go and go to prime brokerage agreement with the bank. But if you're between 10 to 50 million assets under management, which some retail trading companies actually are, then it's a good time to bring on board the good quality clients and put them in a good prime brokerage.
Yes, I believe so. And remember that even when these investors and these people are trading their strategies, there's different quality to the relationship that a prime of prime can give you. Even if you had $50 million under management and you had enough balance sheet and assets under management to have a prime brokerage relationship, there's still the art of doing all the plumbing yourselves, managing the liquidity relationships yourselves, making sure that you're getting the best stream to execute your strategy in a successful manner. Some strategists and investors and traders, they don't have the experience to manage that part of the relationship. So coming to a prime of prime, we can do all that for you and let you concentrate on growing your AUM and making sure that your strategy is successfully executed, actually.
I think that's exactly right. And actually, companies that are coming into this high end of the retail sector, like Scandinavian Capital Markets, who are here today, actually looking to increase their client base of good quality proprietary firms and hedge funds, what would your advice to them be in terms of how to work with a prime of prime to satisfy individual client requirements that are high net worth clients?
I think it's important to be transparent with your intentions and your requirements. So if I think back to my days at State and think about my days at Citi, actually we managed a lot of emerging smaller asset managers, some with very, very diverse strategies within the same multi-strat fund, for example. So each one of those would require different liquidity characteristics to best execute those strategies. And it was all about communication. If they told us, right, okay, I've got 5 different strategies, one of them is very large ticket strategy, one is actually a high frequency strategy, one is more aggressive, one is a breaker, you could actually tailor your liquidity pools on almost an API by API basis to satisfy those requirements. So it's all still one parent account, and but with 5 different liquidity pools to service those different strategies. So, you know, everyone who's in the prime of prime space, and as you say, there's only a select amount of true prime of primes, have access to that liquidity, have the experience to configure that liquidity, and have the technology to distribute that liquidity to service these kind of customers. So I'd certainly say for Scandinavian Asset Management and the other such customers, just be transparent with your requirements.
I think that's exactly
able to
right.
help you.
Good advice indeed. Nice to see you, Ramy, and all the very best.
Thank you so much, Andrew.
Pleasure.
Cheers for your time.